All right, next up, we've got Pitt and Syracuse. Pitt, 11-point road favorites, 56 the total in this game, and we know the Syracuse offense with Ricky Collins at quarterback, it's taken a hit. There's no question. They've obviously struggled without Steve Angeli. That was a pretty big loss, at quarterback in retrospect for Syracuse. Meanwhile, Pitt's found a quarterback. This Mason Heinschel, what a revelation he has been in just 2 outings for Pitt since Pat Narduzzi made the switch from Eli Holstein to him. 48-7 against BC, but to go to Florida State, Tallahassee, 34 points, win outright as a 10.5-point dog, 34-31 in that game. What's impressive is he did have 2 interceptions, but every time he threw an interception, he bounced back, and he moved the team right back down the field and scored. Great mental toughness from Mason Heinschel as well, and he can move around a little bit. He had 64 rushing yards in that game. Desmond Reed had a big game at receiver, 155 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns for Pitt in the win against Florida State. We'll see if they can keep that rolling here. Syracuse, like I said, it's a work in progress for Ricky Collins. I will say this, they did score. They did almost have 400 total yards against SMU in their last game a couple of weeks ago. 31-18. They did cover. They've now got a bye week here for Fran Brown to work on that offense and get Ricky Collins up to speed. That's another thing, too. He's finally going to get extra time, Ricky Collins, to get some more chemistry with his receivers for the offense to try to get some things going here as far as offense is concerned. I think the bye week would be good for the Syracuse offense. I think they'll play better, especially at home. The Pitt defense is still, beatable. You can move the football on Pitt's defense. And obviously this Pitt offense, it goes without saying, they've been humming the last 2 weeks. They should score. So this total, it's actually been bet down. Maybe they're just anti-Ricky Collins. They think there's no hope for this kid. But this total's gone from 57. I'm seeing 54.5 now. It's been bet down even just the last hour. I don't agree with it. I think Ricky Collins with a bye week, they're going to work with this kid, and he'll, I think, put a better game out there. And Pitt's defense, you can move the football on them. And I think Pitt's going to move the ball in Syracuse. His offense has just been that good with Heinschel. So I think the over is the way to go here in this one. Pitt, I don't want to fade Pitt, but laying 11, no. I'm just going to more so focus on the total here over in this one. C-Mac, Pitt, Syracuse.
Yeah, it is a little bit interesting on the total. In this one, Pitt still, they've had a bunch of injuries as well, but quarterback plays good. Beat Florida State. It's a little bit after a game like that, back on the road again. It's just Collins. That's the biggest thing here. Like, if he's playing well, I knew we were kind of at back Syracuse here. Off the bye, at least they showed something in the fourth quarter. All those points were late, Babano, in that game, though, against SMU. They all were kind of junk time where they scored, but they got the cover there, and they do have time. This kid is athletic. It's just he hasn't played a ton, and he made those horrible mistakes early against Duke. So, yeah, I kind of lean over. Pitt's really kind of beat up on Syracuse all the time when I go over, some of these last few games over the years that they've played. Even at Syracuse, they played well.
Syracuse is 9th in seconds per play, and Pitt is 24th. So both teams top 25 tempo as well. And we know they played faster under Cade Bell the last 2 years, the offensive coordinator at Pitt. And yet they're betting this thing under, like they know what the final score is going to be, 20-17 or something. It's wild.
Maybe Syracuse just isn't going to score. Like I haven't seen. I don't know what to make of the Pitt defense.
I think this kid is so bad that he can't use a bye week to finally play.
I know I think that's a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, like even the Syracuse team total, but I still think Pitt is able to score. Here, if you don't want to lay the 10.5, look at their team total in this game. Yeah, this is a wait too. I need to. Collins, I just wasn't impressed. They scored some points. The bye, a little bit of tough one, and Pitt off the huge win. For Florida State. Yeah.